She's saying the emotional connection is life.
Huh?
She's saying emotional connection is life.
Okay.
The emotional connection is life.
Okay. Let me know when you're
We
ready.
need to hear you.
You get 17 watts.
Hmm?
Yeah, you on?
We're on? Okay. Alright. I am so sorry, guys. It's the thunderstorm. So we got cut off because lights went out. But we are back just so we can finish this conversation.
Why is it doing like this? Like
We
it's-
just, I don't know.
Like it's trying to connect.
I don't know. Can you guys hear us? I think we are good. Yeah. Meg, can you tell us if you can hear us? Purity, you can call now if you can hear us.
No, wait first. Let people come back.
Purity, can you hear us?
We'll call her.
No, I need somebody to tell us if they can hear.
Ask Meg.
I asked Meg and Purity, can you hear us?
Guys, can you hear us?
Dorothy, let me know if you can hear us. Dorothy. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you,
Cool.
Dorothy.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Dorothy is usually my lifesaver. Okay.
So let's
She
go back
said
to the
yes.
emotional part, right?
Okay.
That's
So I need Purity on the phone so Purity can talk to us about emotional satisfaction.
so we're gonna call Madam Purity right now.
Madam Vihiga is gonna talk about emotional.
Yes.
And Millicent, I know Millicent, you want to say something about this. So if you can, like right after Purity, Millicent, if you can call and talk to us about why we need to be looking at people's hands. I want to hear that.
All right. Hello, Madam Purity.
Purity, are you on?
Madam Purity, are you there?
Can you explain to us emotional satisfaction? What is that?
Hi, ladies. What a beautiful, wonderful discussion. This is what. Yes,
Okay.
let me say that it's very static, and do you want me to call back? It's very static.
Okay, call back.
Okay, yeah. Call back, please. Call back, please. Thank you.
Okay. So go ahead and keep explaining to us, this emotional satisfaction.
Yeah, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it boils
when
down
you told
to
us,
that.
Yeah, when you told us that even a hardcore woman, she needs some good loving.
Yes.
And I told you it's not just loving, you need emotional satisfaction because you can actually get somebody that loves you and is a provider, but if they cannot give you emotional satisfaction, honestly, you really do not have a relationship there.
It's true.
But most of us do not understand what emotional satisfaction is. And this is why I want us to discuss emotional satisfaction. I can talk about emotional satisfaction, but that's for another day. So I need Madam Purity and Evangelist, and you to go ahead and tell us emotional satisfaction. Because I kind of tend to think that this guy that understands you,
Yes.
he's able to talk to you at your level.
Yes.
Is, like you said, non-judgmental.
My safe place.
Yeah, your safe place. And allows you to be vulnerable.
Yes. Yes.
When he allows you to be so vulnerable and he can hold you and you feel so complete.
Yes.
That to me is emotional satisfaction.
Yes.
Because he meets your emotional needs.
Yes.
He is empathetic
Yes.
with your situation.
Yes.
And anyway, there's something else that came to mind, but it's a topic for another day.
Yeah, for
Do you think you
me,
can-
that's, Madam Vihiga said she's calling.
Okay.
So she's calling this
Okay, so
static
go
or
ahead.
whatever. So as we wait for her call, for me, that is everything. My safe place, This person that I know has the best of interest for me at his heart, non-judgmental. So that makes me remove every barrier. I can be totally vulnerable with you, and I know you will not judge me,
Right.
and I know even if you need to correct me, it will come back in love. It will come back in love.
Yeah.
I won't feel condemned.
But also too, let me point out something about emotional satisfaction. This guy that can emotionally satisfy you, you know, you who is a time bound like I am, you know, have
Yes.
you know your temperament, you know, and I know that I can go, you know, to
From 0 to 100 in a minute.
Yeah, the temperature can rise like really, really fast. But that guy that knows you and has accepted you for who you are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And at that moment, when you are at your highest, and they can be able to calm you down, I think that is the guy that kind of has got you.
I get it. And that is where we talked about we both need to understand each other's personalities. We both need to understand each other's temperaments. Okay? We need to understand each other's love languages. Okay? Because for this person to be able to understand, number one, that I move from 0 to 100 in a minute, he first of all needs to, he gets it. First of all, he gets it. This is her personality. This is her temperament. Okay? And so when he gets that, he knows how to handle my temperament.
Right.
He knows how to, he needs to be my solid person. So he needs to be this person whose temperaments don't go everywhere like mine. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
He has to be this person, like let's say a choleric personality that's a lot of stuff in one thing, being in love with a phlegmatic person, you know? He needs to be this solid person who sees me rise to 100, but is stable enough to hold us down.
Or to even de-escalate.
First of all, to hold us down, both of us don't go to 100, and then he's able to de-escalate the situation to keep us grounded.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So that is so key for me.
At that moment, when you're at the heat of the moment, and that is when you can say things that you probably would regret after.
Right.
What is it that he can do to escalate even more? What is it that he can do?
I know what he can do. I don't know about any other woman, but I know what ticks me off really bad. That is gonna move it to 100 to 200. I'm already mad. It's gonna make us 500 meters higher. Now, I am not a mad woman. I am mad for a reason.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to listen, first of all, to me, even if I'm saying 100 words in a minute, and understand where the problem is, and be able to accept your mistake.
Hold on a second. Now, Dorothy is saying that the sound is shaky. Dorothy, we just had thunderstorms here, so that could be a reason. Is it still shaky, Dorothy?
What happened to Madam Vihiga?
Our weather is bad, so...
Oh, here's Madam Vihiga.
Okay.
Now she disconnected. What's up, Purity? Now she just disconnected.
Okay, the weather is bad.
Yeah, the weather is bad.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, emotional connection for me is everything. And like I had said before in the previous video, that is, I don't want to be with this man who I have to keep secrets away from. You understand? Like I said, people are married, but they have secrets, like 500 secrets out there.
So they're saying it's shaky. Sound, huge problem.
Okay. Weather.
It's the weather, guys. Okay, we are checking. Yes, it's still shaky. We can hear you, but it's a bit shaky. Okay, Shiko, everybody says it's shaky. So is it echoing or what? Just shaky. Okay. Our technical expert is looking. Today we went all professional.
Oh God.
It's not. It's fixed. I think it's fixed, you guys. Yeah, it's good. Shiko, is it good? Purity, we are waiting for your call so that we can end this conversation. I think we've been on for so long. Is it still shaky, somebody? I'm waiting for somebody. Keep talking. It's not that bad. Okay. All right. Anyway, we haven't heard from Purity, so I really don't think that there's anything else for us to talk about. Do you?
No,
Okay.
not
So,
really. Unless they would want us to address something.
unless if there's anybody that wants us to or wants Lois to address something, I think we are pretty much done. We kind of have talked everything that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, but to
today.
wrap it up, that is so key because I feel like when we are emotionally one, you know, like my soul can be naked with you and I feel safe. Even when we have sex, get physically intimate, to me it feels like I'm not just giving you my body. I'm giving you my soul too.
Right.
At that moment, we are perfectly one.
Yeah.
We are perfectly one. And that makes us a team. Apart from just sex and oneness, that makes us a team in life. I know you got me and I got you. You know, I know you got me and I got you. For me, any marriage or commitment outside of that doesn't work. It feels like half of deals.
Okay, so Elaine is asking, what is the difference between emotional satisfaction and emotional intelligence?
Oh, there's a whole lot of difference in that. Emotional satisfaction and emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, a guy can be smart. Oh, okay, hold up. Emotional, EQ, emotional intelligence, right? And emotional satisfaction. I would think, hey, I'm not an expert. Okay, you might know more than I do on that. Okay, but to my perspective, a guy who has emotional intelligence might do better in bringing in and ushering in the emotional intimacy vis-a-vis a guy who has a very low level of emotional intelligence. Because if he has good emotional intelligence, he's able to understand your personality better, your temperament.
But you know, I don't think it's necessarily about understanding personality because maybe to some extent. But don't you think, you know, for you to get to that level of this person that is satisfying you emotionally, it's a person that is able, that's allowing you to be you.
Hold
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
No, let me take you back to what I'm saying and what she's talking about, I think. Have you ever seen, even at work, people who don't know how to handle a situation?
Okay, so Madam Vighiga says, I will chime in another day. Because
No, let me tell you. Let me put in my portion in that. Have you ever seen even people at work who don't know how to handle situations? It could be a patient complaining. It could be just a customer service issue. They don't know how to de-escalate. They don't know how to handle this situation. They just make it worse or just don't know how to handle this situation. God forgive me, but they look like stupid people. Sometimes it's just like the emotional intelligence is so low. If I'm making sense. I don't know. I've seen those situations.
so is it because they don't care how somebody else is gonna feel? Like, I'm gonna say this, but I don't care how somebody else feels about it.
I think they don't put that into mind when they say it or when they handle things. Probably.
Okay.
I think that people who are just, it's like stupid. God forgive me for saying that. I don't know. I've experienced what she's talking about. It's like stupid, like dude, like woman, like whatever. Don't you see? You're so stupid. Don't you see? And some of them don't even have an ability to learn. Like, I did this last time and it messed up the situation. I cannot keep doing that. I don't know. It's like some stupidity of some sort.
Right. Elaine, I hope that answers your question. So are we done?
Yeah.
Anything else you want
I think
to talk about?
everything I wanted to say.
Millicent, we know sound is shaky and we have been trying to fix it, you know, weather is not good over here. So I think we pretty much have discussed everything that we wanted to discuss today. Millicent, I could have wanted you to call us and chime in, but it is okay. Purity, I see you say you will chime in another day.
Yes, she is.
Oh,
Let's see
okay.
if it's gonna work.
Purity's calling.
Hello, Madam Behiga, Madam Purity.
Hey, dear.
Hey.
Can you all hear me clearly?
We
Yes,
can
we
hear you.
can. And thank you very much for joining our conversation.
It was beautiful.
And you know what? We value you, we value your contribution, and we would really like for you to share with our viewers and with us too and tap into your wisdom. Go ahead.
Purity, let me ask you this question that Elaine had asked over here. She asked, what is the difference between emotional satisfaction and emotional intelligence?
Wow, I don't know if I can answer in the way that probably somebody else could. What I think about, let me talk about emotional connection. Emotional intelligence, I do believe, is what you bring to the table. You are where emotionally you are safe to be loved and you are safe to love. You know the boundaries that you put for yourself emotionally. When it comes to emotional connection, it doesn't matter how much this person can give you or treat. If somebody is not emotionally connected with you, that relationship is doomed.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, we agree. Go ahead.
Emotional connection is the space or the attitude or the environment where you can go to your partner or your spouse and you can share with them the best, the worst, the ridiculous, the most silly, the most stupid, without that other person judging you.
Yes.
It has to do with trust and security. The other person has to trust you, and they have to first of all have a sense of trust and security within themselves. So that, for an example, if you go to the person and tell them, "Hey, listen, this is how I feel you are coming onto me," that person yourself has to be secure in themselves to know that you can talk to them, you can correct them without them feeling like you are attacking their personality. Knowing your partner will be there for you no matter what is the most important thing.
Yes.
You go to you can marry somebody. And let's talk about sex because we did talk about it a little bit earlier. You married to this person for 40 years. The module, the spark that got you there in the first place is no longer there. Can you go to your partner and tell them, "Hey, honey, I feel like I used to feel anymore."
That's key. That's good twist of the story.
Emotional connection is when you can go to that person and you don't feel insecure telling them, "Honey, I don't feel like doing it every day, 5 times a day anymore." And without you feeling like they're gonna abandon you, without you feeling like they're gonna feel you are less of a man or a woman.
Yes.
You're emotionally connected. You feel this person is going to judge you. "Oh, she just got fat. That's what she doesn't want anymore. Oh, she's no longer desirable." You know, that when you're in that space where the other person doesn't judge you, you don't judge the person. Because listen, emotional connection is two-way. As a woman, you have to connect emotionally to your husband to emotionally connect with you. When there's emotional connection, it is both good times for great engagement, connections with, like your conversations are genuine. You could say you love Trump and the other person will not judge you because emotionally that other person has allowed you to be the best version of yourself.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. See, we knew you would bring a
Valuable
lot,
info.
a lot of valuable information to this discussion. That's why we wanted you to call in.
I'll give you a good example. Emotional connection is where the other person accepts who you are without invalidating you.
That's huge. Without invalidating you. Very huge.
Wow.
Yes.
Senses without invalidating how you are feeling. That person accept you for who you are.
Right.
And tell you, ladies, it doesn't matter what the other person they can give you the whole of Dubai. If they are not connected with you emotionally, go out there and you will find somebody who connects with you. They could be the watchman at the gate. If that
Purity.
person connects with you emotionally, the person who provides the whole of Dubai will pale in comparison with what you are looking for. Because all of us are looking for that person who we connect. Actually, emotional that, and that's when you know you are one.
Right.
Can I write you a check? Can I write you a check, please?
Purity. Purity, I need to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible
Yeah.
for a man to, sex is physical.
Yes.
So is it possible to be sexually satisfied, but never emotionally satisfied?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to. Yeah, I know that, but I want you to talk about that.
Absolutely, because the part that the sex that is satisfactory is what you just asked me is, for instance, let's say you can go and have sex with somebody you are not emotionally connected.
One night stand.
The part of the body, the last two part of the body will receive all the satisfaction. After you leave that act, you both feeling and yearning for that person who they may have not given you the best sex, but there's a promise for tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That person can give you the best, the best that will satisfy the body for that moment.
Right.
But the best sex is where it may have come a little bit short, but the promise of the next one and the next one and the next one keeps you going, because the emotional connection almost compensates for the little lack that did happen in that action.
Let me ask you something, Madam Purity. This is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you have to say. What I feel is, if I am totally one with this human being emotionally, like I can be naked, my soul naked before him and his soul naked before me, and we know we got each other, no judgment, he's my safe place. So I mean emotionally, when we are one, I feel like when I have sex with this person, I feel like I don't just give him my body. I feel like I give him my soul too. It feels like actually in that complete moment, we are physically, body, soul, and spirit, we are one. We are one. Because I'm not just giving him my body, I'm giving him my soul too. I'm bringing everything I got on the table. What do you feel about that?
This is what you just described is what God loves in a marriage, and that's why God birthed the institution of marriage, the sex between a husband and wife, and that's why the Bible says, "Let no man put asunder," because anything that comes between these two people who are sharing their souls, it's nothing but death. And say that the marriage bed is undefiled, because what happens is when you have come together in that ecstasy and that it's no longer physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. You're connecting with every fiber of your body.
Awesome.
This is the highest form of worship to God, is the husband and wife.
Amen. And I said a bit, and the church said amen.
You have given yourself to this person, and this person has given himself to you. There is nothing.
Right.
When you have come, there is no man, there is no woman, there is just one.
Yes.
Have become one, and even before God, He blesses that union.
Amen.
And so that's why God is so jealous to see that kind of a union being interrupted by a pango wakado, because that interaction as death. Death is the system, because the moment that you have shifted that kind of a union to a third party, it's no longer going to be the same. There is no way you will ever give yourself to that.
The same way that you did before.
Into that highest form of intimacy to anybody who you suspect that they would be doing the same to somebody else. And even to bring God into the picture. That is why God says, you must love, and that's what He used to tell the children of Israel, you must love me with all your heart, with all your
Yes.
He would just banish them from his presence, because anything that came against that relationship between God and his people was dead. And literally the children of Israel would die out of the punishment from God, because remember, God is a jealous God. God guards the relationship, the kind of a relationship that I'm talking between man and woman. God guards it with jealousy. God is jealous of the death that would come between that man and that woman. Because think about it. Imagine when you have given yourself emotionally to this person, only to find that somebody else has given themselves to him, or even if he finds out that somebody else has given themselves, it's dead. And that's why it must be guarded
With everything.
everything that you've got.
Yes.
So Purity,
Yes, ma'am.
Purity, I'm gonna cut you short because now we have to go. I see Millicent is saying I can call if you want me to. Millicent, yes, you can call. Let me finish with Purity. Just one last question. And before you go, let me read what Rose Kajuju has said. But the quickies can also later lead to emotional issues where one feels wasted, used, dirty, defiled, etc. when the storm comes. Which is true.
Which is true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Purity, one last question for you, and keep it less than 2 minutes. When we were talking about being able to see the third leg before marriage, can you tell us about that?
But this is what I believe.
I still need to understand why y'all buy cars before you drive. I mean, you buy cars before you test drive them.
I thought if they're, I'm sure on this they're still
Monica is making me backslide.
note. I'm sure on this there are still a few people, a small percentage that hasn't seen the third leg. And I think for me, what I would say is for people who have kept themselves holy, pure, and they are waiting for marriage. Best to wait upon the Lord, because what I know is that God provides the grace to wait. And the moment, because this is me purely speaking, there is no way I'm gonna see it and not want to touch it. I'm here.
Thank you for being real.
Yeah.
Thank you for being real.
And there's no way I'm gonna want to touch it without feeling what would they do for me.
And use it.
I think the best is, it's there. Imagine the work that it will do. Wait until that day. And I'm talking from somebody who did wait.
Yeah.
And I have no shame for that, because that's what I knew then. But that doesn't mean that I am a bad person. And Monica, we have to go on your show and other shows and tell the girls who haven't waited that
Yes.
they're not bad girls.
Yeah.
We shouldn't ashame people who didn't wait. They did wait.
Yeah.
If they did wait, they shouldn't feel, oh my God, now I'm banished to this hell on earth. No. If you did wait, you did wait.
And actually, let me chime into that, Madam Purity. Let me chime into that. Don't go, stay right there. Let me chime into that. This is my view. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but this is my view. I believe waiting before marriage honors God, because that is God's command. Honors God, but it does not guarantee the success of your marriage.
Right. True.
That's so whether you had it before or not, don't have it, because God honors that,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really like she's saying for girls who waited. But I don't think you having waited determines whether that marriage is gonna work or not.
Yeah.
It
I-
does. And ladies, we should be very, very intentional in telling people, God doesn't love you less because you didn't wait. And God doesn't love you more because you waited.
Yes.
Waiting or not waiting is not what will make a great marriage, but it's the vows that you have made to God.
Yes.
And keep those vows. When if you haven't kept them, you're still up by God. But for somebody who didn't wait, I don't feel no shame. Because that's what I knew then. There is something that says that what you do not know will not kill you.
Right.
If you know that sex is good, just wait. That's what I would say. But thank you so much, ladies, for having me.
Thank you.
So many other people, thank you. I'm honored to be on your show.
Thank you so much. much.
The next time you meet me, ask me for my check. Great information.
Wait. First, you need to pay me. Thank you, Purity. Millicent, I'm waiting for your call.
Thank
Can
you so much,
Lois's
Madam
number?
Biga. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Purity. Call Millicent. Can you call Lois's phone number, because we're using my phone to for something else. Millicent, I'm waiting for your call so we can move on. And then let me see what Tracy is saying. I know of a couple who waited and kept it holy, but after marriage, the wife realized the husband could not perform. The husband knew but kept it secret. What happened? Ooh,
Hello, that's good for me, for Madam Millicent. That's a perfect question for her.
Millicent is saying, don't even look at it.
That's a perfect question for her. She called in on time.
Yes.
Hello, Madam Millicent.
Evangelist. Hey, guy. Actually, Washo is saying, remind me. Okay, Washo, we have Millicent here. We have Evangelist. Remind me the verse in the Bible that comments against test drive. Yes. I want to know that too.
But we have the right person
I was
to deal
never
with
told
it.
that in Sunday school.
You were never taught that in Sunday school?
No.
What Sunday school did you go to?
Maybe I missed a few classes. I don't know.
But we have the right
Yes.
person here to deal with that. So we have Madam Evangelist Millicent Nyangon over here, and she's gonna handle especially those before marriage questions, the SEX questions before marriage. So welcome, Madam Millicent.
Thank you.
So, Millicent, Washo wants to know, she says, remind me the verse in the Bible that commends against test drive.
It says, be holy.
Na amesema na tusijajiwe.
There is about to say to be holy because God is holy. But first of all, I want to
Yeah, be holy doesn't mean don't test drive.
it does.
Nyinyi mnatusomeanga verses kidogo kidogo, tupende tu mnataka tusikie.
Do not commit adultery is one, all right?
Uh-huh.
And just to be, let me start from the beginning. Let me say good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Evangelist.
Some greetings.
Yes.
That's how we were taught. And I'm very honored to be on your show. And I just want to applaud my sister Purity. She preached the whole.
She
Bible.
did, yeah.
So now, can we? If you want me to start preaching, we're going to preach.
No, please don't. I don't want to get saved. No, not today.
Purity has done a good job. You just need to sit down. So it is a decision, a personal decision you make, all right, as to how you want to live this life. And if you are a Christian like I am, and I wasn't born a Christian, I became one.
Yeah.
I chose the path of walking the life of no test drive before I drive. Okay, and that doesn't mean I don't have a life that is called before Christ.
Okay.
So we're talking about AE, after the death of Christ and receiving Christ. So that's a life you choose. It is not mandated, but it's a life you choose and it works. So as Purity was saying, I don't condemn or judge those who decide they don't want to wait. And also, the ones who don't want to wait should not doubt that waiting works. Because then the ones who waited have experienced that waiting does work. And to
Not always.
Madam Ivy's point, that has nothing to do with the longevity of your marriage. That's
Right.
a whole other topic for a whole other day.
Sure.
Because just because you waited or you did, or just because you test drive the thing, does not mean that it's going to work throughout your life.
But I have a problem with the fact that you're telling us not to look and watch, or not to look and not to touch. God.
I don't know whether you girls are made out of metal. I have no idea. Because me and Madam Purity, I'm on that.
Even Maggie is saying it's good to look and to touch.
No, but now me, I'm with my.
Y'all went to the same school.
Flesh and blood. I am a woman walking with red blood.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I cannot
actually to test drive it. So it wasn't just looking.
No, I come from a different school of thought. You can see and you can touch and you don't do anything with it.
No, me, my school of thought does not work like that.
Okay.
Maybe.
My school had none of that.
Her school, actually, Monica's school had none
Yeah.
of that. Hers is look, touch, work, test
Yes,
drive. That is
I went
Monica's
to-
school of
I
thought.
went to the same school as Washu.
Then that one, then me, I'm in another.
But Evangelist Millicent, let me have a candid conversation with you, right? I am this girl who has had a like BC and AD life, right? So I know what is good and what is not good, right? I'm gonna be as real and as honest with you as it comes and as it gets, right? In as much as Christ is in this, there is also the physical part of life, you know? I wanna see that we have the right apparatus that I can work with, you know? Because God forbid I know what is good and what is not good and what works and what doesn't work for me at this moment. I mean, let whatever, you know. I don't want us to go to honeymoon and we come back divorced.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why your school.
I get what you're saying.
If there's no experience, I don't mind because I mean we learn how to pleasure each other, to please each other, you know. But what if there's no equipment or that equipment? I know God forbid I can't work with that.
That car has a flat tire. Even before you buy it.
Let me come from the place of emotional connection. Sex is the easiest thing to have. You get me? Sex is the easiest thing for anybody to get.
Yeah, but you don't want it from anybody.
Let me finish. Emotional connection is what I believe. If you're going to spend your life with a man till death do you part, you have to take your time to get that emotional connection, right? And that emotional connection, he's got to make you feel good. Not just some kind of way, because there are people who bring out the worst in you.
True.
You got to feel
True.
that connection that anytime this man is in the, even when he's not there, there's something about him that brings out that connection. Now, emotional intelligence is the ability to be able to navigate this emotion. Because everybody has emotions. How this person, you and him, can be able to navigate through your different personalities. Now, that takes time to build. If you just jump into seeing this thing and going and test driving this thing, then the thing is, after some time, that thing will do nothing for you because you didn't work on that emotion.
We are not even test driving this thing. We just want to make sure it's some apparatus we can work with. We're not test driving it.
But she just said.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead, Millicent.
My train of thought.
Okay.
So that is where everybody now makes a choice. Okay? That is where everybody now makes a choice. Now, I'm of the school of thought that if I can connect with this man, okay, emotionally, if I can get to know this man, I will take my time to get to know this man, for this man to get to know me, and right from the word go, I must make sure I understand what it is I'm looking for.
Right.
Because, Claire, if that tool looks the best, and I told you, size is always talked about, but you can find a whole food that probably does not work.
That's what I said, Millicent. Yeah.
No, it can be small and it works, and it can be big and it doesn't get there because the person doesn't know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see, that's why I said it's overrated. Because this thing, this act called sex, there's an art to it.
True.
And there's a learning to it. Because remember, just because you looked at it and it's big and nice, doesn't mean yours is going to work the way he wants it to
Right.
work.
True.
So it's a two-way street. So what we need to be doing here is not just according to me. Now, this is the school according to Millicent Younger, okay? What we need to be doing here is not just driving. It's to first of all figure out what kind of car I want
True.
and what kind of features this car has to have.
Yeah.
Before I jump into every car and start just driving it. You get it? So I need to figure out myself.
True.
When I have checked the boxes, right? When I have checked the boxes, when I know I own a Mercedes, but not all the Mercedes in the world,
Right.
I know which color, which make, which comfort, sunroof or not, what features it's got to have based on my values, okay?
Yes.
Based on my values. So if it's Minister Yangon, well, you gotta be a Christian. So that is one of the boxes I'm gonna check. So what are your values? So you see why these relationships sometimes take off on fire and then they go off.
Got you. Yes.
Halfway along the way.
Yes.
Because the apparatus looked good, you test drive it was hot, but then remember this man is an emotional person. He has emotions. So not every time he's going to be standing. And sometimes when you get married to him, things happen in life that cause that tool not to work. That tool is affected by everything that happens in that person. They may be sick,
Yes.
they may lose the job, they may be depressed, they may life happens. But then what really will stick is the fact that I figured out myself. But then I must connect with this person. And then I must understand whether this person even have emotional intelligence. Will he understand me?
Ask Millicent about the emotional intelligence question.
Millicent, now that you said about emotional intelligence, someone had asked us here, what is the difference between emotional satisfaction and emotional intelligence? Can you say that? Can you answer her?
Emotional intelligence, from what I believe and know, is that it is the ability for you to be able to intelligently navigate around people's different emotions. Okay? So I can understand you are, you're a chicken ball, right? And I have told you that.
Millicent, you're just confirming that.
No, but look, Monica, I have told you that. But we're not sexually involved.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But for me as a friend, I have to have emotional intelligence if our relationship is going to continue.
Absolutely. I need to write you a check. That is so key. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have very many good qualities around us, don't blow it or whatever.
Of course, no, it's okay. It's totally okay.
Okay, so you and I can be the example. So,
Yes.
So you're a ticking bomb, and I am a reformed ticking bomb, right? I am, Jesus feels strong-headed. I know me. I know myself, right? So, but then now I want to be friends with you, right? So, for me to be friends with you, I have to show myself friendly.
Yeah.
But it's not just enough for us to be hanging out. I need to understand your emotions. Then I have to have emotional intelligence
Right.
to navigate your emotions.
Nobody could answer that better. Nobody could answer that better. Awesome. Awesome.
So now you and I have been able to work, even though from the outside we look like oil and water.
Yeah.
Right? We have very many different interests, right? You go for Mugidina, I go for Kigosha, right?
All right.
But then we have things in common.
I drink wine, you drink water.
Oh yeah. Water. I look for all nice water. So now the thing is, I don't judge you for drinking wine because there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Right. And you don't say, oh, my friend is boring because she drinks coconut water.
Yeah.
Right? But we are connected in other ways. And those ways are the ways that flourish, that we flourish in, and we can talk for a long time.
Right.
Because there are things we agree in. But at the same time, I understand when you're about to explode, I know how to navigate around that.
And that's emotional intelligence.
Right.
And that is emotional intelligence.
Got it.
So,
Elaine, I hope you heard
both
that.
ways. So the people in a relationship have to learn, have to have emotional intelligence. They have to understand personalities. They have to understand love languages.
Yes.
And these things have to be discussed before you just try nothing.
Of course. Absolutely. I'm in your school right now. Totally. I'm in your school.
Yeah, because I have to tell you, over that coffee and over that lunch, okay, that you're buying me or whatever.
This is who Lois is gonna buy lunch, right?
No, in this, like when we are dating, you know, when we are dating, these things we have to have these conversations.
Right. So now, the thing is, in those lunches, what are you talking about? That's when you get emotional connection.
Yes.
To understand if this person has emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Because that's when you tell somebody, point blank period, I do have this.
Yes.
Right? And that's when the person gets to learn your love language.
Yes.
So the problem with us as women is that we are waiting for him to initiate, yes, but then you've not told him what makes you happy. That's a whole other topic for another day.
Yeah.
Once you're married, you've got to tell the guy, touch here. Touch here. This is what makes me happy.
Yes.
Because that guy doesn't know what makes you happy.
Yes.
He said that, do you know what makes him happy? So at the end of the day, even if we did test drive, when I get into this marriage, I will navigate this guy to what I now am learning makes me happy. And I can be able to tell this guy, no, not there. My happy, no, that one just is annoying. Now this is what you do. This works. Then you work onto that, and that tool can work no matter how size it is. But it has to start, first of all, we must build on the emotional connection.
And I agree with you. I'm in your school of thought right now. Yes, I'm in your school of thought.
Yes, I've built on the emotional connection. Connection is not easy, right?
True.
Because we are both coming from
True.
backgrounds and issues, and we're healing from stuff and all that. And I might be apprehensive about men because I've had a bad experience with men, right? And so I like this guy, but I had to work on that.
Can you allow me to ask you something, right? I don't know, but I think some people just have a low emotional intelligence level. Do you think they are just stupid? Do you think they don't know? Do you think it's an art they can learn? Or what?
Yes, and that is the thing is they can learn this. Not everybody has emotional intelligence because some of these things are even learned and you get a degree in.
Yes.
Because of personalities. So when people go for these marriage conferences, I get pissed off when they're not really diving in to knowledge that will give the couple emotional intelligence. Because they say, no, women are this and men are that. No, not all men are that. It is your particular man
Right.
that you need to understand, and it's a particular woman that you need to understand. So if I'm extrovert, for example, because I am, right? My husband, Monica, you've seen my husband, he's introvert,
Yes.
right? So what do you think brought us together? You see? So he's I'm extrovert, like extrovert. Introvert. So now, we had a common ground. We dated, we did what you call dated or met, and we were talking, we learned each other. We learned that the outside is so different. I have to be extrovert because I'm an evangelist in the spiritual world, right? And he's a teacher in the spiritual world. He's a professional, he's an engineer, and I am in sales. So our extrovertness and introvertness works for the professional. But as a man and a woman, and our connection in the sense that we all love God, right? We all love God, and then we knew what we wanted to bring up family. Our values were literally the same. We are actually the same person, but the cover is different.
Millicent,
Yo.
we have been on for so long. I really want us to finish this conversation now. But I want to ask you one question that has been posed here by one of the viewers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you want to ask this question or you want me to say it?
No, you say it.
Oh my God.
You're the one holding the mic for interviewing.
What do you? Okay, so she says also, what are your views, ladies, on sex toys prior to marriage? And then she says in Kikuyu, "Tondore ure," and then she's laughing.
And let me add to that, right? Because it's all I'll talk about love.
Yeah.
Love can be before, after marriage, whatever.
Yeah.
Let me also add to it to sex toys in marriage too. And this is the right person to ask. Actually, we have the right person on the hook. What does she feel about sex toys prior and after marriage?
No, nobody is.
Nobody is.
This is a girl talk, and there's no judging.
For me, they're just a no-no. Yeah, because if you start using them, then you're not going to be invested in even being available
Okay.
out here.
Yeah.
Because now
That's true. I come from that school of thought. I really come from that school of thought.
you have replaced red hot man with a battery.
Red hot man.
That's evangelist speaking.
Fake news. And in marriage, those will bring trouble. Remember, all these things about emotional connection, it's better you learn how to together. Okay? You better learn. I always tell my fellow, born again, spirit-filled, Holy Ghost rolling friends that you gotta learn more than the position of mende. Keep for your mende.
Right.
You got to learn some of these things that will connect you even more, will make the whole marriage sex wonderful. Because again, another thing that is a problem, especially when it comes from my school of thought, is some people leave it to the fact that, just, for a mende, I love bus and we go. And then you
But Millicent, there's also there's also okay, maybe sometimes they come to your school of thought or they come to your conferences, and I'm talking about ladies that would, and they probably learn different ways of, other than Kifoya Mende. And then when they go back, they are asked, where did you learn that? Who taught you? Like, how do they respond to that?
And that is a failure. That's the failure of educating people. Because you see, as you guys were saying before, we come from different backgrounds and cultures and tribes and so-called laws that were put by man as to how a woman should behave and how a man should behave. And so we have to unlearn those things. You see, we have to unlearn those things. So it is always important that when people are married, if possible, sometimes it's not, just depending on how the connection is, to not just go to these conferences by themselves. That's why I always say couples conferences are the best for married people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go for a women's conference and all these things are taught, and then you come back and the man never went to school for that. You see, so you left him over there uneducated about these things. You got your PhD in these things, then it doesn't work. Yeah. So communication comes in here.
Okay.
To, good communication and say, look, this is where we went to, and this is what I learned, and so we can try this. Right?
Okay,
Let me.
Hold
Okay.
on. Millicent, let Lois ask you a question, and please, if you can just take 2 minutes to answer that, whatever her question is, so we can wrap this up.
Okay, let me ask you one last question because I think we're gonna agree together, if you would, that we have concluded that the emotional connection, the emotional bonding, the emotional intimacy supersedes everything
Of
else.
course,
We have
yeah,
agreed to
of
that.
course, absolutely.
But then
Yeah.
there are factors that affect this emotional bonding thing, right? And some of them, like we just talked about with Evangelist here, I like her because she's very thick on those communication intelligence things,
Yeah.
So we've talked about emotional intelligence, and we've all agreed not everybody has emotional intelligence, right? And some can learn, and I think some cannot, right? So let's have this twist, because this is girl talk, love, prior marriage, sometimes even after marriage, right? Now, what if I get married, or I'm already married right now, to like a narcissistic human being, right?
A narcissistic.
These people almost don't have a heart, or is it a soul, if I may put it that way? And like the narcissistic people who go to the sociopathic level, or that towards that end of the pendulum, where they're like sociopathic, they hawana roho, hawana hiyo mapenzi, they kind of, empathy is the word, right? They have no empathy at all, right? So how can we work because we could be married right now and we realize our emotional connection is so out of order, right?
But how did you get to marriage if you were not emotionally connected?
Because not all of us are informed before we get into these things. You could have been not self-aware. You could have been not have been self-aware and with all this knowledge before you got into it.
But that is why it is, because when it comes to a narcissistic person, that's a whole other level that you don't really need to be babysitting that kind of relationship. You get, but that is why you take time to get that emotional connection. That you mentioned something earlier, and I'm done. A premarital counseling.
Good.
Is very important.
Good.
Because if you go for premarital counseling, these things will come up. Okay. Like now, for me and my husband, we went for 6 months of it all, and we are saved.
Wow.
He's a prayer. He was a prayer warrior. We met in a crusade. I was preaching. He was the intercessor. But I ain't gonna get into marriage before I go for counseling. That was my take and his take. So we had to go for almost 6 months of premarital counseling because you can be saved and you can be praying, but you can be narcissistic.
Yes.
The kind of person I just don't want to be with. Okay? And you can pretend all in hallelujah, Rabashanda, but then there's a side of you that will show up in the marriage.
Right.
So
Yes.
at least if we are going before a professional, and we have a premarital counseling, then that professional will identify differences that might bring problems later. Right?
Yes.
Just as you go to a mechanic and the mechanic will tell you this car looks good, but the blue book, whatever, this is going to give you a problem later, maybe because it had an accident before or whatever.
Yes.
So when those things are identified, then you can work on you, I work on me, and then we hook up whenever.
Or call it quits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Millicent.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Bye.
Alrighty. Okay, you guys. I think we've had from Millicent, we've had from Madam Purity, and we have learned so much today. We had fun. We've had a really, really great conversation. We can have this topic and other topics at some other time. But for now, I think did you have one
Yes,
last
let
thing?
me just wrap it up. I think I have learned to a lot while in this one, and I think my final take, I think we need first of all to understand us, work on us. You understand yourself, your temperament, your ticking time bomb, you already know that.
Yeah.
Understand your temperament, understand your personality, understand who you are, so that you know who you can gel with. Okay?
Yeah.
So that first of all, you understand who you can gel with. And when you have this info and you're aware of it, and you've worked on your self-esteem, your self-love and everything, you will be able to pick up what you want.
Yeah.
You'll be able to know this is what I want and this is not what I want.
Okay.
And I think that is key.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. I know that we've taken so much of your time, but I really appreciate all of you. And I'm praying for all of you. Be safe, stay indoors, do not go anywhere, and we will see you next time. Let me know what other topics you want us to discuss. Until next time, bye. I love you guys.